Many of you have likely already watched hundreds of videos regarding Ryan's parents' general lack of manners and his toy reviews. Milking him for money like a cow, and even I have made a ton of videos about him, but believe me, it's worth watching because his story keeps getting darker and darker by the day. This time, his parents are actually being investigated and exposed by government officials. In any case, if you weren't aware by now, Ryan Key is that kid billionaire who had a camera in his face and recorded toy reviews pretty much before he even came out of the womb. Wait, that's not even possible anyway. While we were all playing with Barbie dolls, this guy was generating enough money from YouTube ads to cover your entire family's net worth in a day. He currently has 40 million subscribers and 60 billion views. Utterly ridiculous, but Ryan has much more than just building a successful YouTube channel. He also has his own movie toys, Nickelodeon show, and much more. The contentious aspect of all of this is that, despite being the star of this multi-billion-dollar content farm, how much does Ryan keep and how much is stolen by his evil, greedy parents? You're on track to become a teenage billionaire. Oh, be careful, Ryan. People recognize me and say, "Hey, you're Ryan. I just discovered that you're well-known." What is the largest sponsorship you have turned down? We lost 70% of our revenue. You are the first creator to have a Macy's Day Parade balloon and a product in Walmart that sold over $1 billion. If Ryan Kai were to retire, what would happen? Things become suspicious when you start to question how much of this enormous fortune is truly his. You see, Ryan's parents, Ion and Luan Kaji, are the masterminds behind this operation. They are the ones pulling all the strings, and to say they are living the high life would be an understatement. Mansions worth millions of dollars, check out private jets and exotic getaways. Yes, they most likely have one of those too. How is Ryan doing? He's still making toy reviews despite having facial hair, but why is that? Or is it because his parents are keeping him trapped in a cycle for their own financial gain? If you've watched any of Ryan's recent videos, you can see that the kid is exhausted. After all, he's 13 years old, so he's no longer the adorable 5-year-old reviewing toys like some kind of YouTube prodigy. He's in high school, and should be playing sports, attracting girls, and hosting Project X-style parties rather than being locked in his bedroom with a camera aimed at his face. He used to receive billions of views on a video, but now he's lucky if he gets a few 100,000. It seems like he's stuck in a loop, repeating the same thing over and over again, while his parents are constantly pressuring him to create new content. How can you preserve a dying channel? You obviously make a movie called Enter Ryan's World, which was meant to be a huge comeback that would revitalize the channel and increase viewers. However, spoiler alert, it's a mess. What took us out of Titan's lair? You need us. She's got a point. How's this for a point? I'm the big brother, I know best, and I'm in charge. The twins go home before they get us into any more trouble. Ryan wanted to be an animator, but I doubt he ever thought his big Hollywood moment would be in this thing. You know, I wanted to be an astronaut, then I wanted to be an NBA player. I'm curious, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? When I grow up, I want to be like an animator. I think it's really fun to do because like the drawing, and then like at the end, you get to see the whole thing and see what you've like worked on the whole time, and like sometimes I can see like the drafts first, and then after I can see like the full thing, and it's really cool to see how it changes over time. Yeah, you were in the front like Orion. Are you going to keep making YouTube videos given your interest to be an animator and maybe go behind the camera like as you get older? I think I will keep going for a while. Yeah, the acting mediocre, to be honest. I don't even know how it made it to the big screen. The animation was terrible, the storyline was a complete failure, and the reviews were probably more fun than the film itself. I enjoyed it when Diddy appeared on TV, cheeked up with a level 6000 gat and baby oil all over him, along with Drake and Ryan. This isn't a movie, but rather a toy commercial that features a miserable 13-year-old chained child. What the hell did I just freak out? Don't get me wrong. Ryan is most likely set for life, and although I don't blame his family for taking pleasure in their fortune, it seems like they've gone too far. This machine that his parents built has completely dominated Ra's boyhood. It's no longer about a child playing with toys, rather, it's about making money off of a brand, and let's not mince words. Ryan, the Kaji family has made millions off of Ryan's face and is making every effort to keep the money coming in. But here's the thing, Ryan's parents are the ones making all of the decisions. Speaking of his parents, let's take a moment to discuss their very shady past. Ryan's mother has a rather interesting past. In 2002, she attempted to steal $93 worth of items from JCPenney and was arrested. People have been investigating the family's history, and it has come to light that Ryan's mother, Lone Guan, was arrested in 2002 for shoplifting. She attempted to take about $93 worth of clothing from JCPenney at the Ala Mall in Houston, Texas. At the age of 18, she was enrolled at the University of Houston, and instead of facing 60 days in jail, the judge sentenced her to 6 months of probation and a $150 fine, along with instructions to perform 40 hours of community service and submit to random drug tests. Fairly lenient issue is that Luan failed to report to her community advisor, complete her community service, pay the fees, and was arrested again in 2003 for violating her parole. She spent 30 days in jail for this petty offense, but what matters most is not her shoplifting past but rather how the family is using Ryan to increase their wealth. Ryan's parents are making a lot of money while he is forced to sit in front of a camera reviewing toys and acting out scripts. The KJIS don't care about his health. As long as Ryan is making millions of dollars, they have their mansions, vacations, and luxurious lifestyles, and what about him? Well, he's still making videos like a hamster ringing a wheel, and to be honest, I have no idea what's going on with his mother. She seems to be trying way too hard every time she's on camera, as if she's trying to get a part in a high-profile Hollywood movie. Perhaps she believes this is her ticket to stardom, but right now it's just awkward. Ryan may be able to retire from this whole circus if she accepts that she is truly serious about acting and begins applying for a real part. However, this is the thing that is really starting to irritate me. When you think about it, it's kind of unsettling that Ryan is never interviewed alone. His parents are always watching over him to make sure he doesn't say anything that could damage their brand. The kid is 13 years old, but they still have complete control over everything he says and does, and if an interviewer dares to ask something even slightly uncomfortable, they step in to clarify things before Ryan can even speak for himself. I understand that they're defending their empire, but it still feels wrong for a child to never have his own voice. Now, let's go back to 2018 to 2020, when Ryan was the highest paid YouTuber in the world. His earnings have slightly decreased since then, but even so much money is still coming in, and let's not forget that this is just YouTube money. Target and Walmart Nickelodeon is more than just toys these days, it's an entire industry, with cars worth millions of dollars and a lavish lifestyle to show for it. They have built an empire and it's difficult to leave when the money is still coming in, so why keep forcing Ryan to work? The answer seems obvious, they don't have to, but they want to. Advertisers love channels like Ryan's because kids don't know the difference between an ad and a regular video. It's the whole goldmine of product placements, and Ryan is the ideal vehicle for it. Approximately 90% of Ryan's content is paid product placements, and his audience is toddlers. The issue is that the FTC was caught by the Federal Trade Commission, which enforces civil antitrust law and promotes consumer protection. In 2017, the Children's Advertising Review Unit warned the KJI family that they needed to be more transparent about when they were advertising products, but they didn't listen. 2 years later, the FTC became involved, resulting in significant fines and widespread criticism. They are prime targets for advertisers because they view Ryan as a reliable person and will buy anything he says without even realizing they're being sold to. YouTube was fined $170 million for its involvement in this, and the Kaji family was suddenly under intense scrutiny. Everything was beginning to fall apart, and rightfully so. Ryan was being taken advantage of for his fame and youth, and nobody seemed to be doing anything about it as he approaches adolescence and considers the situation from every angle. Since his twin sisters Ember and Kate are beginning to receive more screen time, it seems as though they are being prepared to take over and maintain the revenue stream once Ryan is finished. It seems as though the entire empire was built on making money no matter what, and since the Kaji family is now wealthier than they have ever been, there is no reason to keep pressuring Ryan to produce videos. It's becoming evident that public opinion is changing and Empire's bill on exploitation is temporary. So will Ryan ever be able to escape the weight of the teacher machine? Perhaps it's a habit, perhaps it's greed, or perhaps they simply can't stop. Sincerely, who knows? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. But one thing is certain, Kaji will find it more difficult to escape this servitude the longer it continues. I hope you everyone had a fantastic day, liked, subscribed, and commented. I'll see you in the future video.